All your favorite wrestling shows rolled into one. Welcome to the We Book It podcast. Let's start the show.
What's up, We Book It fam? This is your boy Big Daddy C coming at you with another episode of the Raw Dog Monday show. Man, it was action-packed night tonight. We had the go-home show heading into Saturday night's main event. Tonight they were in Greensboro, North Carolina. Kicking off the show, we had Roman Reigns arriving to the arena, was confronted by Adam Pearce about last week's events, including Jacob Fatu. In the attack that happened, we attacked all three of the original Bloodline members, Roman and Usos. Adam Pearce was wanting to basically fire Jacob Fatu right up, quickly. But Roman was like, let me do things my way real quick. I'm gonna call him out. Before the moment Roman even said that, Jacob Fatu's music hits, and we cut to the ring. Jacob Fatu came out there. He basically called out Roman, but Jimmy Uso, the Usos would interrupt him. Jey Uso had a chair out there, and basically he was like ready to go. But Jimmy was trying to hold him off, calm him down. And Jimmy was like, man, what we doing, bro? Like, you doing all this, this ain't, helping your family. You lost to Roman, and only thing left to do was to help your family and basically acknowledge the tribal chief. But no, you want to do things the tough way. And Jey Uso tried to cheap shot Jacob Fatu, and Jacob Fatu wasn't having none of that shit. And so he laid out both the Usos with the tongue and death grip. Roman would eventually make his way out there, and they would brawl as well. But the Usos would eventually make the save, taking Jacob Fatu out with a couple of super kicks, a spear, and a 1D. Jacob Fatu still managed to get up, but he found himself tied in the ropes with the bloodline basically teeing off on him. Roman was hitting the Superman punch. Usos hit him with a couple of super kicks. And Roman finished him off with the spear. And that was pretty much how that ended. They left him lying and walked out. Adam Pearce came out there. Looked like he was about to fire him. And Roman was like, go ahead, do what you got to do. And Adam Pearce was like, gladly. Before Adam Pearce could even say anything, Jacob Fatu yelled out, Roman, tribal combat. So basically challenged him to a tribal combat match, Clash in Italy, for the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's going to be a slobber knocker for real. Roman Reigns did accept. And Adam Pearce was like, no, we don't need this. We don't need this. Even the Usos was like, we don't need this. We don't need it. But Roman was like, nah, fuck all that. I got to end this shit my way. Tribal combat will be it, and he will be forced to acknowledge me once I win. That's pretty much how that opening segment started out. First match of the night, we got a street fight, which was the second match between. This is the third match. Pretty much the grudge match between Finn Balor and JD McDonough. Last time in action, we had JD McDonough defeating Finn Balor on the May 4th edition of Monday Night Raw. And so obviously you got mentor and protege pretty much wrapping up their last chapter or latest chapter in their rivalry, post Judgment Day, kicking Finn Balor out of the group. This match quickly spilled into the stands with the crowd ahead of the commercial break. You had JD McDonough delivering a thrilling moonsault to his opponent in the crowd. I think he jumped off one of the equipment containers with the moonsault. Back from commercial break, Finn Balor will fight and scratch his way back into the match, only to eat a Busaiku knee from JD, which cut off his momentum. JD McDonough would go retrieve a table. He took too long to set that joint up. This allowed Finn Balor to recover, as he had Finn Balor as Finn had him on the ropes. Dominic Mysterio will make his way to the ring, distracting Finn Balor and allowing the Judgment Day, allowing JD McDonough to deliver a big superplex to the table. Finn Balor will eventually kick out of that. Let's see here. Both of the guys beat up on Finn Balor on a 2-on-1 assault, only for Finn Balor to dodge a 619 attempt. Wipeout, JD McDonough with a coup de grace, who was trapped inside of a trash can, and that's how he got the victory. So like I said, Finn got a second victory on JD McDonough. It was pretty much like a grudge match, but they may have another match down the line. We'll see. But we know this will not be over between him and the Judgment Day until he pretty much ends the Judgment Day. Next up, we had Sol Ruka and a Becky Lynch promo. Backstage, we had Becky Lynch interrupting the Sol Ruka promo, only to be called out by her moments later. So basically, she told Sol Ruka, you're having a tough time here. You're 0-2. You're not going to be able to last here if you're going to keep losing all your matches. And, Sol Ruka's like, all right, I'm gone. And then she walks off, and Becky's like, oh, damn, it's that easy, huh? And then before she can say anything, she hears Sol Ruka's music and like, oh, fuck, damn, okay. And so Becky Lynch comes down there to the ring. She's like, what stunt are you pulling here, making a holy show of yourself? And so Sol Ruka basically challenged her to a match, for the IC title for the IC women's IC title at Saturday night's main event. So she agreed to it, and let me see here. She agreed to the match, but basically not for the championship. She feels like Sol Ruka didn't earn her title shot. But we know how this thing goes. There's going to be a women's IC title match. Becky's going to be defending that championship. We know that it is what it is. Let's see. We got some comments here. It's saying normal guy. Hello. Thank you for tuning in. We got Joker Callie saying, yo, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Next up, we had El Grande Americano, Bravo and Rayo versus OG Americano, Julio and Bruto. Last time in action, El Grande Americano lost to Dominic Mysterio on May 11th edition. And then OG Americano, Bruto and Julio defeated El Grande Americano, Bravo and Rayo on the May 4th edition of Raw. And so ahead of this mask versus mask match between El Grande Americano and OG Americano, these two led their teams in a tornado tag match. Some great athleticism from Julio and Bruto, which is on full display going into the commercial break. And then coming back out of the break, they will partner with OG Americano to prevent their opponents from utilizing the metal plates in their mask, taking them down with a trio of German suplexes. Action will break down from there with all six superstars getting their trademark offense in. Americano would toss the original into the Timekeepers era. You could hear like the mask and all that other shit. To hear the mic going off and everything. And from that point, Rayo levered Bruto with the loaded mask. And El Grande joined them for a trio headbutt to secure the win. So yeah, Americano, Bravo, and Rayo defeated OG Americano, Bruto, and Julio. And so I'm y'all know me. I'm been over this Americano bullshit for quite some time, and I'm really over it. I'll be glad when this mask versus mask shit is over. So whoever can go back to their normal shit. Like, so mainly I wanted to be Chad Gable to lose so he can go back to being Chad Gable and Bruto and Julio, as we all know as the Creed brothers. Want them to go back to being the Creed brothers and get, their original group back. Next up, we had LA Knight interrupting the Usos on Michael Cole interviewing Ethan Page. We had backstage LA Knight interrupting the Usos promo and called him out for doing the same thing under Roman that they had combated Division for doing. She was like, he was basically like, you do dirt, you get dirt. And he basically warning Usos, hey, y'all better be careful now, because y'all reverting back to the old shit that y'all was doing back in the old bloodline days. So, hey, better tread lightly. From that point, you have Michael Cole having a sit-down interview with Ethan Page, who basically handed Michael Cole some pre-made questions to be asked, basically saying honor the request of the talent. And Michael Cole would stop the charade and basically Ethan Page got serious and threatened to win the IC title from Penta at Saturday night's main event and rename it. So that would be interesting if he wins the championship and he renames it. So that would be very interesting. But hey, I fucks with it. I like Ethan Page, man. At first, I didn't when he was at AEW. When he's with I forgot my boy's name. But yeah, the bald dude from AEW, the black bald guy from AEW that he was in the tag team with. I didn't like Ethan Page around that time, but eventually, I came around and I was like, no, this dude nice. He got some charisma to him. It's hard to hate him as a heel. And so I think he got a lot of good shit on the horizon for him on the main roster. So we'll see how that match plays out. Next up, this will be the match that I fell asleep to. The Women's Tag Team Championship match, Paige and Brie versus the Judgment Day. So the last time in action, you had Paige and Brie defeating Julia and Kiana James on SmackDown, which is on May 15th. You had Roxanne and Raquel defeating Bayley and Lyra on the April 27th edition of Raw. Following last week's confrontation, Paige and Brie Bella defended the championships against Roxanne and Raquel. It was a hot start by the champs, only for the heels to take them down and get control of the bout entering the commercial break. Came back from the commercial break. Paige would create separation, sending Raquel out of the ring and onto the floor. Paige would tag Bella into the match, and then unload with a series of yes kicks to Roxanne, and then middle rope drop kick. Then we had some interference from Liv Morgan as Jessica Carr would eject her from the ringside area. This distraction nearly allowed Roxanne to use the tag team title belt on Brie, but she would duck and rolled up Roxanne for the win, and they defended their title successfully. After the match, Roxanne and Raquel jumped Brie and Paige, but Bayley and Lyra would make the save, keeping their own title contention alive. Backstage, we had LA Knight continuing his accountability tour, calling out Seth Rollins and refusing to have his back against the Vision. Later on in the night, he's basically saying the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. So, LA Knight, he ain't with the shit. He's like, I ain't forget the shit y'all put me through, especially you, Seth Rollins. There's one thing for the Usos, but specifically for you in the Vision, nah, You on your own, player. You on your own. And so next up we had the Obafemi Open Challenge. This is where shit gets real. Last time we know Obafemi defeated Los Garzas last week. He basically forced them into a handicap match and made quick work of them on the May 11th edition of Monday Night Raw. As Oba made his way to the ring for his open challenge, the shocker of all shockers, Brock Lesnar would shockingly appear from behind and attack Obafemi with a couple of F5s and what would appear to be a retirement was not meant to be. He actually hit him with 4 F5s to be exact. And yeah, pretty much that retirement is very quick. I feel like he unretired faster than Tom Brady did. But that's wrestling. It's the world of professional wrestling. No one ever stays retired. You know, it's to be what it is. Like, you know, Undertaker, he left his boots in the ring at a WrestleMania. We know what happened. That wasn't his last WrestleMania. You know, Ric Flair, when he lost to Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 24, that wasn't his last match. Well, it was his last match in WWE, but not in his actual wrestling career. He went to TNA and did other shit, and you know, Hulk Hogan and all that, Sting. And he had his last match, his official last match, teaming up. I think he teamed up with Jay Lethal against Jeff Jarrett and I forgot whoever else it was, but yeah, that was his official last match, which was ass. But yeah, man, no one ever stays retired. Hell, even Shawn Michaels came out of retirement, you know, for the DX versus Brothers of Destruction match at I think it was Super Showdown or Crown Jewel, one of those two. A lot of people like to forget that match, but hey, it exists. But yeah, man, no one ever stays retired. So I wasn't too surprised because I just woke up from a nap and first thing I see, didn't expect that to happen from one of my friends, and I was like, oh shit, I'm like, somebody that came back. And first thing I see on social media, Brock Lesnar came back, and I was like, bruh, I shouldn't even be surprised. And I'm like, it's TKO, bro. They knew that this still had some legs on it, man. Like, you know, SummerSlam's in Minnesota. We got Clash in Italy. You know, they won all the big matches for the overseas joints. And so, you know, and Obafemi really had no true challenger. You know, so, but my thing is, why flirt with the retirement shit? Like, we knew damn well with SummerSlam being in Minnesota and SummerSlam being Brock Lesnar's main show to appear on or return, because he always makes returns at SummerSlam. This is going to be the way he goes out. You know, it goes out at his pay-per-view. I think at this point, if you had to attach a pay-per-view to Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam will be it. It's his damn show. He always has the big matches at SummerSlam. He always returns at SummerSlam. Like, why not end it there in his hometown? So TKO, they want that money. They want big market attractions, man. And you know, he's probably the biggest one they could have at this point for SummerSlam, even though we don't have any matches happening there. So excuse my voice and everything. Got sinuses, allergies and shit fucking with me. But you know, I'm pushing through this shit. But yeah, man, I'm not too shocked that Brock Lesnar came back. Am I shocked that it's this soon? Yeah. I thought they would have waited, as we got a little bit closer to SummerSlam, and then play some things out. Give it some time to, kind of fester, and then bring him back, get his revenge against Oba, and then send him out in style. Probably maybe even get a victory. Who knows? But yeah, I'm more shocked that it was this soon that they brought him back. I thought there was a possibility he would return, but just not this soon. So, but yeah, so that's pretty much how that segment ended. There was a mixed reaction. A lot of people, he was getting some pops. He got a big pop returning, as he always does. There's some boos, but most part he got more cheers and boos. But yeah, definitely, to most people, to the general population of wrestling fans, it was a shock because a lot of people assumed that, hey, he's retiring for real, for real. It seemed legit, based on what was depicted at WrestleMania after he lost to Oba. And then there was a backstage segment. Paul Heyman basically, Adam Pearce was like, what the hell was that? Which is what everybody was saying. And he looked at Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was like, are you asking me? Are you talking to me? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I signed retirement papers for this dude. And so, and Paul was like, Brock Lesnar's retired. He's like, don't give me that bullshit, man. What's going on? What is going on? And so Paul Heyman handed Adam Pearce a contract for Clash in Italy for a match with Oba Femi. And basically he wanted Adam Pearce to get Oba Femi's signature. And so we know it's going to happen at this point. So yeah. And then this brings us to our main event, Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory. Seth Rollins basically challenged. Early on the show, it was a backstage segment. Rollins called out the Vision, said, I'll take on any one of you, mainly Braun Breaker. I hope you accept the challenge. So Austin Theory ended up being the one to accept. And so we know last time in action, Braun Breaker beat Seth at Backlash. And then Austin Theory, Logan Paul, and Braun Breaker lost to Joe Hendry and the Street Profits last week. So yeah, Seth basically went into this thing on his own, no backup. And so he dominated the action early on. He had a running boot to the face, which is countered by Austin Theory, who sent Rollins' foot and ankle into the ring post. This will allow Austin Theory to take control. Logan Paul was out there, of course. He took a cheap shot at Rollins' lower leg, and Austin Theory would send him into the timekeeper's position. And then we went into the final commercial break. Seth countered his way back into the match and set up for the pedigree, only for Austin Theory to counter out of it and take him down. Eventually, Logan Paul would interfere again, allowing Austin Theory to deliver a stomp and nearly defeat Seth with his own finisher. Logan Paul would hand Austin Theory the brass knucks for him to use, but Seth would deliver a super kick and retrieve the weapon. The referee prevented him from utilizing them, just as Seth delivered a super kick to Logan Paul. A pedigree to Austin Theory earned Rollins the victory. After the match, Angelo Dawkins, after the match, of course, the Vision came out there and well, not the Vision, but they were already out there. They jumped Seth. Angelo Dawkins will make the save. And then he started getting his ass beat. And then Montez Ford eventually came out there to make the save. Ford earned a big pop as he fired up and leaped over the ring post outside the ring onto Logan Paul and Austin Theory. He basically took exception to Angelo Dawkins saving Seth. And then ate a spear from Braun Breaker, who hit the ring to make the save. And then Seth and Braun will brawl. And then with Seth taking the He took his eyes off Braun for a short time, and then as Logan Paul, I think Logan Paul had grabbed his leg or whatever, and then this allowed Braun to spear him, and that's pretty much how that segment post match would end, and that was the main event of the show. So yeah, that's pretty much that was a go home show for Saturday night's main event. Action-packed night for sure, but obviously the big shocker was Brock Lesnar returning and attacking Obafemi. So we'll see how things play out at Clash of Italy between those two guys. So stay tuned in the coming weeks regarding that. This is Big Daddy C signing out. This has been a Raw Dog, new episode of Raw Dog Monday show. And so, yeah. Stay tuned for who's next in NXT with Virgil. We got the AEW recap show with Coachman. We got the Friday night lowdown with Teddy Long, and then we got our variety show on Sunday coming up. So stay tuned for all of that. Catch you guys another time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.